The audio-lingual method. The emergence of the audio-lingual method was caused by two phases in history that I will explain in the following. First phase. World War had a significant impact on language teaching in America. It was necessary to set up a special learning program so that the Americans would not be isolated from scientific advances. The US government was also in need of personnel who were fluent in different languages, such as German, French, Italian, Chinese, and other languages, who could work as translators, interpreters, and code room assistants. Therefore, the government commissioned different universities all over the United States to develop foreign language programs for military personnel. This has led to the emergence of the Army Specialized Training Program, ASTP, also known as the informant method, a technique created by Bloomfield, which involved a native speaker, the informant, who was a source of vocabulary and who would produce sentences for imitation, and a linguist who wasn't necessarily fluent in the language, but could monitor and observe the basic grammatical structure. The student and the linguist would both participate in the learning process. This method was created and established in 1942 and officially adopted by universities by the beginning of 1943 to create new approaches of language learning that were not existent in the US at the time. Second phase. By the end of the 1950s, an increased attention was showed towards foreign language teaching in universities and educational institutions. Therefore, linguists came forward to develop a new method of language teaching. This time, this need for change was established dependent on the needs of American colleges and universities, rather than the Army program. While this method was modeled by ASTP, the structural linguistics and the behaviors theory, this trio of approaches led to the development of the audio-lingual method, a term coined by Professor Nelson Brooks in 1964, which was widely adopted for teaching foreign languages in North American colleges and universities. Theory of language. The characteristics of language of ALM are identical to structuralism since it is the base theory which underlies it. 1. The speech form tends to be more basic than the written form. 2. The form and the structure of language are more significant than meaning. 3. Elements in a language are produced in a rule-governed structural way. 4. Language is structural like a pyramid. That is, the linguistic level is a system within a system. 5. A language is primarily what is spoken and only secondarily what is written. This is because ALM has given more attention to listening and speaking rather than reading and writing.
Principles of the audio-lingual method. Language learning is a process of habit formation and reinforcement. The use of L1 is limited and the target language is used as the medium of instruction. Language is not isolated from its cultural context. Learning it involves learning aspects of its culture as well. The grammar in this method is taught inductively. The role of the teacher in the audio-lingual method is like an orchestra leader. He dominates and manages the classroom, whereas learners are merely imitators. They repeat the teacher's models until they achieve correct responses. Instructional materials do also have a role in the audio-lingual method. Tape records, videos, objects, and pictures help the teacher deliver his course successfully. In an ALM classroom, various activities are used, such as dialogues, different drills for students to solve and perform, and grammar games.
The decline of the audio-lingual method. 1. This is a teacher-centered method. The ALM makes considerable demands upon the teacher. 2. The basic steps of imitation, repetition, and reinforcement turn students into parrots who can produce many good utterances but can never create anything new. 3. Students lacked an active role in the classroom. 4. Very little attention is paid to communication and content. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, you can comment down below.